Today I'm going to show you what we can do with this. So this is a basic synthetic sponge. In the UK you can get these from Home Bargains, from B&M. They are usually about £1 and they have fantastic texture, and you can use them in a particular way that is really magic. So stay tuned and I'll show you how. Okay, so we're going to come back to the sponge in a second because we need to get a bit of a base for these watercolours on here. So I've got a small bit of Saunders Waterford. It is 5 by 7 inches. I have got 2 brushes, around number 10 and around number 6. You can use more brushes if you want to. I try to keep it as simple as I can to show you these different techniques. I have got a little Cotman palette, which I will link in the description. I'm going to come on and create a little bit of a sky and a little bit of a beach. So you want plenty of water. If you're using a cotton paper, it will take plenty. Come over a couple of times, no puddles, no dull dry bits. You're looking for a nice even sheen. So I'm going to take a little bit of cerulean blue. And we're going to create a little bit of a sky in here. Circular motion. I have spritzed my palette with a little bit of water just to activate the colours. I'm going to get that nice soft sky in. If you want a little bit of extra colour in, I'm just dipping that same brush, not rinsed out, into a little bit of rose. We'll have a little bit of extra colour coming through. Rinse that out, dab it off, load it up with clean water. Now I have got here cadmium yellow for my beach colour. It depends what you have in your set. I always say start with what you've got. So if you've got raw sienna or yellow ochre, that will work lovely as well. So we're going to have a little bit of a beach coming through, and then I'm going to dip into another couple of colours. So this is burnt umber. You might have burnt umber, you might have sepia, you might need to make a dark brown. The dark brown would make with ultramarine and burnt sienna, and I'm going to take a few little bits of that on. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit of ultramarine blue, and I'm going to dab in a little bit of that as well. So we're getting lots of variation here. I'm leaving a gap in between. That's because I'm going to pop some water in there once that's dry. I'm going to rinse that brush out, dab it off. I'm going to pick up my round number 6. I'm going to load that up with the burnt umber. So there's plenty on there with water. Then I'm going to add a few extra bits. Don't worry if it goes further. I'm going to show you how to dab that off. You just want some clean tissue. You can't really cover it up at this stage because it wants to be nice and wet. I'll show you how we can put a bit of land in there to cover that up. Okay, I'm going to dry this one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. So if I take some of that burnt umber again now, I'm going to pop in a headland. We'll have a little bit of a headland in. That bit of splattering went a little bit too far into the sky. If it was smaller splatters, I might have made it birds. It is important we get those splatters in there, and it will show you, I'll show you why in a second. So I'm taking a little bit of ultramarine into that, following the line of the land, so that I'm getting that nice strong edge. I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, that's nicely dry. I've picked up my round number 10 and come into the cerulean blue. Now you can leave a little bit of a gap which looks like breaking waves on the rocks. That's quite nice to do. And I'm coming on to dry now because this is a small section and I'm moving really quickly. if you leave a bit of a broken edge, just so it's a bit jaggedy on there, you will get a nice effect of a foamy wave as well. I'm just going to dip into a slightly darker blue, so I have got in this one ultramarine, so I can just bring in a little bit of that just towards the front, keeping it quite horizontal, but it's just defining that edge a little bit more. And then I'm going to leave a gap, wet my brush, dip lightly just into the burnt umber, and I can just come along, and you see how that wave's just appeared. So a little bit, we'll do a little bit darker, so it's not quite a solid line. You don't want it to be too straight, you want it to have that bit of variety there. And then you want a nice clean brush, and you're just going to wet, right, touch that edge, and you're going to wet 1 centimetre so it's got somewhere to flow. That's going to give you your wave. So I'm going to dry that off. Okay, so we've got my sponge at the ready. So before I show you this fabulous technique, I'm just going to let you know that I've got a Facebook page and I do tutorials like this every week. So you can find my Facebook group. I will give you direct feedback. You can see what I'm doing. I'm cutting through this sponge now. I'm cutting with a little pair of nail scissors, but you can use normal scissors as well. Whatever scissors you've got, you could use a craft knife. I tend to like to approach this in a way that I'm just taking a small section. I'm just going to take a bit off the sponge. You'll have plenty to work with if you go wrong. So I've got a little section, and what you'll see is that little section's got lots of different honeycomb. What we're going to do, I've mixed up a little bit of burnt umber onto a well. You want this well to be flat. I'm going to use this now to our advantage. This is going to create our fabulous pebble shapes. So if you come on and it's not quite a bit you'd like, then I want you to try a different section. What you'll find is there's bits that work better than others. I'm going to try that section as well. Can you see how you're getting those pebbles? Let's go a little bit darker. I want you to see it properly. I'm going to pop a bit of ultramarine into the mix. Make sure that I load this up well. Let's go again. That's better. As with all things random, it can be random. Can you see these pebbles appearing? And then what we can do is, with your round number 6, fill in the gaps. What you will find is there are bits that work better than others. You see these? It is a really fabulous technique for random pebbles. I haven't finished yet because I'm going to show you what else you can do. So what I'm doing now is the bit where it's quite pale, and or if it's not quite defined as I'd like, I'm using the paint, the same colour, just to help to define it. You want some bits to be a little bit phased out anyway. When you do it, if it doesn't quite work, just chop another bit off the sponge and have a go with that. you'll find a bit that works wonderfully. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry, and then what I'm going to do is pick up with my round number 6 just random bits of colour, so not too random, but I'm going to use a little bit of the blue because we've used that in the picture. I'm going to use a little bit of the rose again because we've used it in the picture. And what I'm doing is filling in some of these pebbles now, so they're starting to come to life. Then I'm going to use a little bit of burnt sienna. So I want something that's not quite as dark as the umber. It's going to give a bit more warmth, and you get a lovely mixture of different coloured cobbles and pebbles. It's all about finding things that do random. I want you to stick to this foreground section. Then if I take a little bit of the ultramarine and burnt umber and make a really nice dark colour, so a nice dark grey, I can do a few pebbles in the dark grey. I can do a few in between bits as well in the dark grey. So you're just coming over some of the areas that the sponge printed on, and it just brings everything together. I'm going to bring that area in there. Just remember to stick, you can have the texture in that background but keep it nice and light. You want to stick this colour and more defined texture into the foreground. Then it's going to give you that sense of distance. If I just take a loaded wet brush, dab it into that grey, and just bring a little bit. So this is making this grey lighter because I've loaded the brush with water. I can take a little bit of grey through, and again loaded with water, and I can create just a little bit of natural shadow so that it's not all pristine on that other bit. Okay, so that's a fabulous new exciting technique with just this little bit of sponge. You can even see the pebble shapes there. I've got a whole sponge to work with, so you can chop up lots of different bits and try different techniques with them. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like, subscribe and share. Check out my Facebook group. I'd love to see some of your examples, and I shall see you next time. Bye.